Yes, yes. Shalom, Chabarim, shalom. This is the worst translation ever. Yeah, what is scripture's true moon? You know, some believe that the new moon, so-called, the new moon when the month begins is when the full moon, right? So some of them out there do these memes right here, and this is the worst translation ever. It's supposed to be Mashali. I don't know what Mashali is. Mishle Shlomo, Proverbs of Solomon, Mishalim. Anyway, Proverbs 4:18 right here says, the path of the righteous is as the brilliant light that waxes more and more luminous until the day we shall establish and confirm. What? Establish? We shall do what? This will be for Proverbs 4 and 8. Right? I was going to have this as part of a full of something right here that I was going to do, but I kept looking at this, going over and saying, okay, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh. I'm being too harsh, you know what I mean? But then, you know, some think because they have blue letter Bible and they can go to blue letter words and maybe have a little bit of, you know, Hebrew understanding, you know, some very basics, but then they be venting, making up rules like that translation right there. So here's the verse right here. It's 4:18. When they say Mashal is a parable, but it's Mishle Shlomo. It's the parables of Solomon, or Mishalim, parables, Proverbs. But here's the verse KJV. It says, but the path of the just, remember the italicized words are not really there. So the path of the just, and the path of the just, as the shining light that shineth more and more to, not unto, but to the perfect day. So let's view more right here. Just quick right here. I was going to call this one right here full moon. It's a new moon, full moon, or full day. All right? Let's check out this verse right here. So even some of these other translators, all these different ones, we look at the KJV because structurally, at least we can go to the structure of the Hebrew. Some things may not be fully brought out, but at least it's structurally correct. But even these other guys that be paraphrasing translation, BBE, but the way of the upright is like the light of early morning. Early morning. Getting brighter and brighter till the full day. What's this worst translation ever? You see it right there. The path of the righteous is as the brilliant light that waxes. I said waxes. See, they're trying to put this moon idea in your head. So that's why I say waxes, you know, the waxing and waning of the moon. I looked up, I went through some verses on wax. And there's not one verse in the KJV, you know, that has the word wax. At least wax in relation to the moon. It's like wax is strength, like wax is strong, waxing weak, getting stronger, getting weaker, waxing greater, getting bigger, so forth and so on. But this whole waxes thing, anyway, right? That wax is more and more luminous until the day we, the part really that got me about this translation here, this bum translation here, is the day that we shall establish and confirm. I said, oh my goodness. So I said, okay, I think somebody's trying to do a little Hebrew here, right? Let's look at this right here, right? So we scroll up here. BSB says, the path of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn. Good. It's actually, this is accurate here. Shining brighter and brighter until what? Midday. But see, they want to make you believe that the full moon is when the month begins and this is the new moon. Because of one particular verse and a whole bunch of kind of psychobabble. But check out Easy English. But the road that good people travel along, now they really paraphrase it here. They look at the translation, they say, okay, let me put in my own language. But the road that good people travel along is like the sunrise. Still, they got the basic sense of it correct. It's getting brighter and brighter until it is really day. What about the we establish and confirm? They're trying to establish and confirm this nonsense that the new moon, right, the so-called new moon in the Bible, is actually the full moon. The full moon, the new moon. We're going to touch on that Kasa and Kase. Kise is the one that they didn't say was the throne. Kise, but that's another matter here. Here's the Hebrew, right? Here's the Hebrew. Just quickly right here. It says, We'orach tzadikim ka'ora nogah halok Holek, Noga, Holek, Wa, Or, Ad, Nikon, Nechon, Ha, Yom. Now, I could go through a few more of these, but all these got the gist of it. The path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, the Noga, that grows brighter until the full light of the day. Wait. Let's go back to that worst translation ever, right here. Here they say, until the day we shall establish. So they're saying, remember, this is Proverbs, right? Remember Proverbs 4:18? This is Proverbs here. All right, let's go on down here. You've seen that. KJV without the blue letter. But the path of the just as the shining light, the Noga. Interesting, in the cognate language, we got the, Nega, and, yeah, Nigat, then the Nigat, the dawn, Nigat. It says that shineth more and more to the perfect day. Now, is it all Greek to you right here? Okay, let's go on down here. You get the same idea here. It grows brighter and brighter, right? The path of the righteous like a shining light that shines brighter and brighter until the full day. Okay, let's look at this right here. First part of the verse. First part first. It says, we orach. Orach. What's orach? Orach is a way, a path. Go down to strong, the well-trodden road, right? The well-trodden road. We and orach. Of course, it translates as but, right? But actually it's and. We orach tzadikim, the tzadikim, the righteous ones, those who are tzaddik, just, lawful, righteous. Scroll down here, right here, just. That's the translation, just. We orach tzadikim, and the way of the righteous ones, the just ones, justified ones. Ka-or. See ka-or right here? Ka-or. Or is light. Light of what? Light of day. It could be light of heavenly luminaries. Yes, the moon, sun, and stars. Daybreak, dawn, light. You know, you see light. Basic or is the word for light, right? Or illumination. Luminary, illumination. In every sense, including like lightning, happiness, so forth and so on, uses that term. So it says ka-or. Ka, preposition like or as, ka-or, like the light, Noga. What's Noga? Right? So Noga right here, here's where they're confusing this with the moon, right? Noga is basically brightness. So look at, moon be bright, full moon, yeah, it'd be bright and everything. But we have to look at context. Don't have the time here, but we'll go through Noga as we find Noga in the scripture. And see how many times it refers to the moon and how often it refers to the sun. The brilliancy, light, literally or figuratively. Brilliancy, right? So this first part, right, the first part of the verse right here, which is the top part, let me just highlight this right here so you can kind of see it, that part. Warach tzadikim ka'or noga. And the way, well-trodden road of the righteous ones is like the light of the dawning. Now, how do we say dawning? Why do we say dawning? The brightness. You know when it gets daytime, the brightness, you know how it is? Right? Okay. Unless you're a vampire, never been up in the day, but you know how it is. The brightness of dawn, trying to get some sleep, coming late, and this light coming through the window. It's like bright. No God. Now, the second part is holek, right? Holek. The noga, ka'or noga, holek. Bring it up right here. This part goes together as a phrase right here. Bring in the kaf. It says, Sophie, it says ka'or noga, holek, right? Holek right here from halak. Halak means to walk, to go, but the holek sense is like proceeding, as light that is proceeding, light that is going. In other words, like light that's getting brighter. Not literally walk, this is in the holek sense, the root word halak, to go, holek, to proceed, to go, to proceed, halaka, right? Here, the next part of the verse right here, right, is wa or. So we're actually picking up with this part right here, going across. Let's show you up here for a moment. Just these four words right here. Here's where the confusion come in. Wa or, and light, ad is like to go onward, like futurity. futurity. Let's bring this up right here so you can see odd. It's an ein, so it's a harder than ad, right? Ad is aleph, odd is ein, right? Odd, it says as far as, even to. It's a prepositional use, like of space, like as far as, up to, right? Like going forward. But I think Strong's bringing out, though BDB gives you the different senses, conjunction. Let's go down to Strong's definition, right? It's used as a preposition, an adverb, or conjunction, especially with a preposition. So the sense of odd is like as far as long, as much as, with a space. But I think the last one, bringing it down, during the wild degree, odd. What's the one about futurity? Right? I think it's gone the same as odd, right? Went to the H5703. There we go. Perpetuity. You know when they say like ad infinitum in the Greek and the Latin, ad infinitum. Infinitum is like forever in a sense, like almost like from now going forward. The sense is proceeding, continuing. You know, it has a sense of forever, just going forward. Terminus, duration, sense of perpetuity. And let's see, there we go right there. Duration, the sense of perpetuity, like going forward. This contract is in perpetuity. That means it's going on and on. So the sense here where it says wa or and the light. Remember, it's the light, the dawning, the brightness that is going on, and that light odd is continuing. See here, they have Nikon, right? This is Nikon right here, right? From Nakon, right? Let's bring this up right here. From Nakon. Let's get the word right here. Okay, so as the light continuing, right, establishes the day. Like when the dawn comes up, as the light continues to get brighter and brighter, this is what establishes the day. But let me look at this worst translation ever. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I see all kind of translation. We all can make mistakes, but this is intentional. Look at this. It says until is not there. Odd is not, what, odd until what? No, that's not it. Odd, no, going on, but it says until the day we shall establish and confirm. I said, gotcha. You don't know. You don't know any Binyamin. Which one, Binyamin or Binyamin? Binyamin is Benjamin. Binyamin, right? Building, right? It's a certain sense of building, right? Building, like construction. From the root words. See, sometimes people look at this here. They look at the Strong's words, right? And for example, you look at this, which is good. It's true, right? This is kun, right? Kun or kawan, right? Means to be firm, to be established, to be stable. See, they're confusing the Nephile sense, to be set up, to be established, to be fixed, with the use of the ne in saying we within the more, what do you call it, the infinitive sense. But be that as it may, be firmly established. Let's get down here, right here. You can see some of the meanings of it. We're going to go down to Strong's just to sum up. To be erect, stand perpendicular, to set up. But you can see down here a great variety of application, whether literal, establish, fix, prepare, apply, or in a figurative sense. Kun, to appoint, to render, to be sure. But here's my last proof on this worst translation ever. Then we get into a little more on, well, when is the month Hebraically, right? Here, we actually went over here to, okay, here you see the word. This is le nokain. It's a PL sense of the kun, right? Coming from the kaf, waw, and nun. Kaf, waw, and nun. Kawan, kawan. Now, remember the medical radical is what they call weak, right? So the kawan, kon, it contracts. This word is conjugated according to the Polel model. But check this out. Here's what they're confusing. But look at this, folks. Remember we talk about Mekonin, Rastafari Mekonin? In Hebrew, from the same kun root, right? In the active form, the binyan, right? The binyan, building, PL, the building active sense. It's like the active sense of the verb, right? So in Strong's, you just have the root words. You don't have the conjugations, past, present, future, the hefil, the nephil, and all of that. But notice what in the present tense participle, kun, comes to, if I say I or you or he establishes. Mekonin. You see it right there. Mekonin. You see Mekonin? Mekonin, right? Mekonin, from the kun sense, right? The same word I showed you for the where it says nikon, right? In Hebrew, if I say nakonetset, I'm saying this is correct, right? Let's go down here. So what they're confused, remember they say we will establish, but we will establish in Hebrew is nikonain, 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 nikonain. Some will say nikonain. Nikonain is we will establish. So what's the word over here? The word over here, hope you can read the Hebrew right here. The word over here, let's go up here, is the nun, kaf, waw, nun. That's the primary letters N, K, W, N. N, K, W, N. What do we have over here? We have nun, kaf, waw, nun, and the nun sofit, the final nun. This is just part of, we could go through, you know, the grammar, the Dikduk, you know what I mean? But there's others that can help you with that. This is just to prove the worst translation ever, right? So it would not be nakon. They're confused in two senses. It would be if we will establish nikonain, nikonain, mekonain, I establish. If I speak to a man, I say ata mekonain. I say you establish, mekonet. Like in that sense, like a woman, like she establishes. You see, mekonenet, mekonenet. Right? Mekonenet. She establishes. But one more sense of this is let's scroll down to the passive. Now, active means like you do it, and passive means like it's done to you, in the sense. Like, I do this, right? So, in the passive sense, like, I am established, not mekonen, but mekonan, mekonan, mekonan. I am established. Let's go down here for we will be established. You see, we will be established. Nekonan, not nekonain, nekonan. See, vowels do matter. Don't listen to those idiots. No, for real, vowels do matter. What are the vowels? Learn the language. Speak the language. You understand? When you try to say something in the present tense, you're going to say in the past tense, and everybody's going to laugh at you. And you're going to stop doing that. You know what I mean? But as long as you pick words and then make translations like this, boy, good day. Boy, good day. So this verse does not and should not be understood as we shall establish and confirm. See, what they're trying to do here is establish and confirm some, I call it idiot thing, that basically that the full moon is actually the new moon. In other words, a lot of ones believe in this, the full moon. And we're going to show you the verse, Psalm 81, verse 3, and also the true context. It's actually, in its context, it's speaking about the feast of Sukkot. All right? Definitely speaking about the feast of Sukkot. I gave you a hint. Some of them, you know, some of y'all know a few things, speaking about those who bring out these goofy and wacky theories based on other goofy and wacky people that make goofy and wacky translations like this. So the path of the righteous is as a brilliant light that waxes more and more. They put wax there to make you believe in their moonology, their lunacy, right? To believe in their lunacy right there. And then they go on and say, luminous until the day we shall establish and confirm. Wrong reading, bad translation, mistranslation. Let's go down here and give you a better translation right here. Instead of but, we'll say and. And the path of the righteous is like the dawning light. That's what it's saying, right? The dawning light that shines more and more, that continues. It goes on shining, right? The until will be until the perfect day, right? Until the, right here, until the perfect day. Ad nikon hayom. Ad nikon hayom. Or and the light ad, continuing, nakon hayom. Continuing until the perfect day or the perfection of day, until the high time, until the noon time. This is what this verse is actually saying. It doesn't have anything to do with the moon or the foolishness that the new moon is actually the full moon. And so, anyway, check it out. Check it out. You know, get a good rabbi, get a good Hebrew teacher, you know, a biblical Hebrew teacher, and know the truth for yourself. All right? All right. Worst translation ever.